When we talk about vitamin A, we inevitably begin with vision. And that's not accidental. Vision is primary. Before you move, before you decide, before you act, you see. Biologically speaking, vitamin A enables the production of rhodopsin, a pigment in the retina that allows you to perceive light, particularly in low-light conditions. Without it, the world quite literally grows dim. Night blindness is often one of the earliest signs of deficiency. The lights are on, but perception fades at the edges. Now think about what that means. Your capacity to navigate reality depends first on your ability to perceive it accurately. Vitamin A supports not only the retina but also the cornea and the delicate surface tissues of the eye. It maintains moisture, protects against dryness, and preserves the structural integrity of the visual system. When those systems degrade, so does clarity. And clarity is not a trivial matter. There's something profoundly symbolic here. Sight is not merely mechanical. It's orienting. It tells you where you are in space. It helps you detect danger, recognize opportunity, and differentiate between what is useful and what is harmful. When your vision weakens, your confidence in movement weakens with it. You hesitate. You second guess. You narrow your field of engagement with the world. Deficiency in vitamin A doesn't just affect individuals. In many parts of the world, it contributes to preventable blindness, particularly in children. That's not just a medical statistic. That's lost potential. Lost independence. Lost possibility. The tragedy isn't only physical impairment, it's diminished agency. So when you nourish your body with adequate vitamin A, whether through foods rich in beta-carotene like carrots and sweet potatoes or through carefully balanced dietary sources, you are doing more than protecting your eyesight. You are preserving your ability to perceive reality clearly. And perception is the foundation of wise action. You cannot aim at what you cannot see. Protect your vision, because clarity of sight is the beginning of clarity in life. If vision determines how you perceive the world, then immunity determines how well you withstand it. And that's not a minor distinction. Life is not a sterile environment. It is filled with challenge, microbial, environmental, and psychological. Your body must constantly negotiate with invisible threats. Vitamin A plays a central role in that negotiation. At the most fundamental level, it preserves the integrity of your physical barriers. Your skin is not merely a covering, it is an intelligent shield. The lining of your respiratory tract, your digestive system, even your urinary tract, these are protective interfaces between you and the outside world. Vitamin A maintains the structure and function of these epithelial tissues, ensuring they remain strong, resilient, and properly sealed. When those barriers weaken, intrusion becomes easier. Infection becomes more likely. Vulnerability increases. But it goes deeper than surface defense. Vitamin A also regulates immune cell production and function. It influences the activity of white blood cells, the very agents tasked with identifying and neutralizing pathogens. Without sufficient vitamin A, the immune response becomes disorganized and less effective. The body may struggle to distinguish between what belongs and what does not. And when that discernment falters, illness follows. There's something psychologically resonant about that. A healthy immune system does not overreact, nor does it remain passive. It responds proportionately. It recognizes threat without descending into chaos. It acts with precision. In many ways, that mirrors psychological resilience. Strength is not aggression. It is the capacity to withstand disruption without collapsing. In regions where vitamin A deficiency is common, rates of infection and mortality rise dramatically, particularly among children. That is not merely a nutritional issue, it is a matter of survival. The body cannot defend what it is not equipped to protect. So when you ensure adequate vitamin A intake through whole foods like leafy greens, liver, dairy, and colorful vegetables, you are fortifying your internal defense system. You are strengthening your capacity to endure the unavoidable pressures of life. Resilience is built from the inside out. Nourish your defenses, because a strong boundary is the foundation of lasting strength. And if vision determines how you perceive the world, and immunity determines how you withstand it, then cellular growth determines how you build yourself within it. Because at the most fundamental level, you are not a static entity. You are a living process. Trillions of cells are constantly dying and being replaced. Every layer of your skin, every lining of your organs, every tissue that sustains you is engaged in renewal. Vitamin A is deeply embedded in that process. It regulates gene expression. That means it helps determine how cells develop, specialize, and function. This is not superficial. This is architectural. When vitamin A is sufficient, cells differentiate properly, skin cells mature as skin cells should, immune cells develop with competence, and tissues maintain their structural integrity. When it is deficient, that order begins to deteriorate. Cells may fail to mature correctly. Skin becomes dry and fragile. Healing slows. The body's capacity to regenerate weakens. Now consider what that implies psychologically. Renewal is not optional in life. Growth is not accidental. It requires the right conditions. Just as your cells need the proper signals to differentiate into their highest functional form, you require the proper inputs, nutritional, intellectual, emotional, to become who you are capable of becoming. Vitamin A is also essential for reproductive health and normal development, particularly during periods of rapid growth. That speaks to its role and potential. It supports the emergence of new life and the healthy progression of developing systems. It is involved in shaping what comes next. There is something profoundly humbling about the fact that a micronutrient required in small amounts exerts such sweeping influence over the integrity of your body. It reminds you that small, consistent actions matter. Tiny deficiencies, ignored over time, accumulate into significant dysfunction. The reverse is also true. Small acts of discipline compound into strength. So when you choose to nourish yourself properly, you are not merely preventing dryness of the skin or supporting normal growth. You are participating in the ongoing reconstruction of your own biological foundation. You are rebuilt every day. Make sure you are building yourself well.